Hi, I'm Becky. My channel is What Beck Sews. Welcome back if you're a subscriber and welcome if you are new. Today is a Friday Sews, and a Friday Sews is where I share my sewing journey with you. So there are loads of sewing vloggers out there posting under the hashtag that was originally created by Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and it is all about a bit of chit chat, showing where you're at with sewing and understanding, getting a bit of insight into people's lives, talking about sewing related things, but it's just a more relaxed platform for people to share their sewing journey. Now, it's been a while. Doing Vlogmas was of course fantastic, but it feels really strange to finally be sitting back in front of you and doing a proper sewing vlog. So I thought today I would share with you some of my sewing gifts that I got for Christmas, and then talk a little bit about what I've been making. So the first thing I want to tell you about is my main present from my other half. Now, I did share during Vlogmas, and I know not everybody was able to watch Vlogmas because there were so many of us doing it this year, and it was amazing to see the effort that went into it. But I shared that I got a box from him. I knew it was a big box. I knew it was sewing related because he mentioned that he'd had to go to Adele for advice, and she's since confirmed that he contacted her via Instagram, which I just thought was really sweet and really thoughtful way of doing it. And I know there was some speculation about it being an overlocker. I know that I joked about it being a sewing shed, but I knew that it wouldn't be either of those things. It would be far too expensive for what I would say should be spent on me at Christmas. And I knew that if I was going to invest in them, they would be big investments. So Christmas, you wouldn't be spending that kind of money, or we don't spend that kind of money on each other, if that makes sense. But what it was something that I'd mentioned quite a while back to him that I really needed. And that was one of these. So this is a sewing trolley. So you can pop your machine in it. You've got lots of different bags for all your accessories. And then you have this to help wheel it about. Now, I absolutely love this. It's bright coloured dots. What more could you ask for? So the boy did good. I attend 2 socials a month. The one that I run in Northamptonshire, which is run on the last Saturday of every month. And then I also go to one based in Staffordshire, which is about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half away from me. And that is run by the lovely Staffordshire sewist, who is Sally. Now, she is here on YouTube. I will link her channel down below so you can go over and check her out if you haven't already. Sally has an amazing sense of style and loves bright colours just like me. But she's got a different complexion, so she can wear colours that I love that don't necessarily suit me. I'm very jealous of this fact. So yes, I frequently go to these socials. So I need a way of transporting my goods, and that was a perfect present. And then on top of that, he got me a few other bits. Now, some of you will also know that I got an AO cutting mat from my mother for Christmas. It was one from Amazon. It was about £79. It's that one there that you can see behind me. It's brilliant. I have been using it for all of my cutting now. I haven't used scissors since getting my cutting mat. I just pull that out. I need to find a better storage spot for it than in my living room because it really doesn't go with anything. And then I will lay it down on the floor and I will just go ahead and cut everything out. So my other half bought me one of these, which is a miniature rotary cutter. It's one of the Prim ones, and I thought this would be absolutely perfect for what I needed. I did give him a list of a few different bits that I could do with, because he asked me what I wanted as a bit of an extra thing. So the other sewing related thing that I got bought from him was some threads. I desperately needed some Goodsman threads, and this was what he got for me, which is perfect because all of the bright colours that I normally like, as well as my neutral colours, are in there as well. They'll always get used, they'll always come in handy. And the other thing that I asked for from him was a pattern, and this is a pattern that I've been dying to make for a while. I've seen Alison, who is So Like Dotty, here again on YouTube. I'll link her channel below, and then also the lovely Crystal from my social thread. I will link her channel below. She doesn't post as regularly these days, but I will link it below because she has made this too, and it is the Style Arc bell dress. And every time I look at it, I think I need to make this. Anything that's got kind of like either a wrap over or this kind of V neckline that comes down into the bust area that's not too low, is just, and then comes in and tucks under the your empire waistline. So this is the smallest part of my body. I always find that those kind of outfits look flattering on me, so I think that this will really work for my shape. Plus it gives me an opportunity to make some buttons to match whatever it is I am using fabric wise. Now, I have been afraid of it because style art constructions are rubbish, but over the past 12 months, I have done a bit of shearing. I have got very comfortable with my machine and the buttonholes on my machine, and I generally feel that I don't really follow instructions these days. So the fact that style art has barely any, I could probably fumble my way through. And I'm sure that I could go to either Crystal or Alison if I was really, really struggling, and they would be able to help. So that was the other thing he got me. And then the last thing he got me, which is just like this, where it's one of those thoughtful things haven't asked for, he's retained that information. And it's something silly but simple. I was moaning in the kitchen a couple of months ago about the fact that I was running low on bobbins and so tired of having to empty my thread and not having anywhere to store them, can't see what I've got. So he bought me this, which is just a little case that's full of bobbins for me to be able to store them in. And I just thought that was one of those things that's really thoughtful. The boy did good this year, let's just put it that way. So that was everything I got that was sewing related. Now, I am seeing my dad on Sunday. We have like our annual get-together, Christmas get-together with my stepsister, my stepbrother, my nephew, my two girls, and we just sort of go over and do a full day. And my stepmother's very, very unwell at the moment, so we have to kind of spread it out so she can cope because she's on some heavy pain relief, and she's not always with it. So we're looking forward to that, and I know that I have a Hobbycraft voucher coming my way, so that will be nice to go and spend it on because I like all sorts of crafting, not just sewing. So it gives me the option, if I want to buy sewing stuff I can, but if I don't and I want to get something else hobby related, then I can do that too. So that was Christmas. That was everything I got. We had a lovely relaxing Christmas. I did all sort of like my mum and family. We had all the kids. I'll put a picture in here of all of us chilling on Christmas Eve. It was just really nice and relaxed. And then Sunday I had my day off. So Sunday is a day where I don't do anything. Sunday. Boxing Day is a day where I did nothing. I don't do anything on Boxing Day. I just chill out. The girls mess around with whatever it is they've bought, and then I will sit and do nothing, and Scott will go and spend the day at the pub. And I didn't even get dressed Boxing Day. It was lovely. And then the day after Boxing Day, my tree and everything came down because, yes, I am that person. I need my house back to normal. But we have been enjoying the fire and we are enjoying having some time off. And I have, of course, been doing some sewing. So hopefully my dog will not knock you over. Oh, no. So, from a makes point of view, I have had an opportunity to do a little bit of sewing. Now, if you were watching me through Vlogmas, you will have known that I was making the Wilder Gown by Friday Pattern Company. The Wilder Gown is an interesting dress with sort of like a gathered in neck because it's got a tie that goes through it. It's a raglan style sleeve and bodice, comes in just under the bust, and then it's got 3 tiers to it, and those 3 tiers it's got 2 tiers to it, and you can play around with the lengths on those tiers. Now, I have had to shorten this because I am short. I'm not 100% sure if I like this, I will be honest with you, but I think I've not really had a full chance to style it. Now, I have tried it on today so I can share it with you, and obviously I'm not dressed the way that I would for that particular piece, but I'll pop a picture in here so you can see what I have made. Now, I used a Deadstock fabric that I got from Rainbow Fabrics that I know unfortunately they no longer have in stock. It's this gorgeous, like, vibrant orangey red kind of colour, and then it's got these darker red poppies all the way through, and then it's got animal print all over the actual fabric as well. Now, it's a crepe, and it does say that it was a polyester, but it's really, really soft. And I am actually working with a poly crepe at the moment, and I can tell you now, this feels like nothing in comparison to that. It's a really nice quality, and it was lovely to work with. I had 3 meters. I probably have about half a meter left. I managed to do quite well with the fabric that I had and what I got out of it. And I think I would definitely give this dress another go. I do have some fabric from So Sarah Style from social that I attended, which is like a sheer fabric, and I think this would look particularly nice with the slip that I have, the black slip to go underneath. So yeah, in my head, I do think I'll make this again. I will make it out of that fabric and see if I warm to it. Now, I was talking to Adele about this morning in some message exchanges, and she was saying that it's one of those things that it does grow on you. So just try it on, style it, and see what you think. But let me know your thoughts about the dress, whether you like it or not, and what you think it looks like on me. I'd love to hear what you have to say, as long as you're being nice about it, of course. Even if you don't like it, there are nice ways of telling people you don't like it. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts, because it'd be really good to hear what you think of that dress. I do recommend the make though. So simple, so straightforward, really beginner friendly. The only difference that I made on this was when you sew in the bodice, you sew your front two together. Now in the instructions it recommends that you sew it all the way up and then you turn under and then top stitch down the front, and then you use your unpicker to open it back up again to then create that space for the neckband. I ignored that instruction and I overlocked the two front seams. I folded them back all the way to the top and then top stitched them down. So I didn't have to go through the malarkey of unpicking, because to be honest with you, I really don't enjoy unpicking. I have been known to damage my fabric because I'm terrible at unpicking, because I can't really see. I have to wear my glasses to help me with stuff like that, and even with my glasses on, I knew that I wouldn't be able to see. I struggle when I'm unpicking, let's put it that way. So yeah, and that's the only difference that I made. It's quite an oversized dress. I knew this going into it. I'd read a lot of reviews on Instagram and watched a few different people over on YouTube that have made this before. So I actually sized down to a medium. Now maybe that's part of the reason why I'm not keen on the dress, because I maybe sized down too much, but you can see it still fits and it's still oversized and flowy. So I'm pleased that I did size down to a medium. My body measurements put me in an extra large, and I think that I would make a medium again, because I prefer a slightly more fitted look when you're making something oversized, and you know you're making an oversized dress. I would always size down because I prefer a more fitted look. So that's the first thing I have got made up. I'm actually going to wear that tomorrow when I go and meet the lovely Adele and Grace and a few other lovely ladies from my sewing social. We can't have our social this month because the centre shuts over the Christmas period. So we're actually meeting in Milton Keynes. We're going to go and get a coffee, and then we're going to go to Fabric World, a shop, and have a nose around. So it'll be quite nice, and I'm going to wear this piece and style it up tomorrow morning to sort of see how I feel in it, and get some feedback from them as well. Perfect opportunity to do that. So that's the first thing I've got made up while I've been off. And then of course, because I'm off, I have all the time in the world, and I made this. Now this is a bit of a disaster make, I'm not going to lie, and in fact this is going to be gifted to my stepmother. So it looks nice from the pictures that I'm going to put in for you to see. This is the Takara dress by Seamwork. Now I have been subscribed to Seamwork for sorry, the pup is up at the window growling at whatever it is that's outside. There's obviously somebody walking past. He's letting us know that he's not impressed. So the Takara dress is a Seamwork cocoon style dress, and Adele had made one when we went to Sewtoon in like a Christmassy fabric. It's really, really nice, and I thought it looked great on her, and it looked very comfortable, but also because it wasn't figure hugging, I thought that it was very flattering, and it hid a wealth of... What is wrong with you? Stop the noise now, please. Come on, sit down, sit down. So the Takara dress was one of those things that I knew I'd probably either love or hate, and I'll be honest with you, that was where my viewpoint was. I'll either love it or I'll hate it. So I downloaded it as one of the patterns because I've got loads of credits on Seamwork at the moment. I could probably download several different patterns. I have loads because I pay monthly and I go through phases where I use their patterns and don't. And I got it printed just before Christmas because I knew that I had lots of knitted stretchy fabrics that I could use to potentially make up for quick wins, but also to get my stash down. Sorry, I feel like I'm waffling at you a little bit. So this was a fabric that I actually got from Pound Fabrics, but I've seen it in lots of different places. I think they've got it on Minerva. I'm pretty sure that you can get it at Roy's Material World, although he's not online. They still have this in stock at Pound Fabric, so I will link it down below. They have lots of other colourways, and I tell you something, this fabric is lovely to work with, and I would definitely get another colourway if I see it. I love the fact that it's purple, but it's got all of these pops of some of my vibrant colours on, because purple and light purple is one of those colours I struggle to wear, but I think because of the bright autumnal leaves that it's got on it, it makes it a lot easier. Now, I bought 4 meters of this fabric, and originally I was going to make the sew over it no me dress, but actually I wanted, because it's got a really nice drape, I thought this would be perfect for the Takara. So I cut it out and looked at my body measurements. My body measurements put me in a 14 top and an 18 bottom. So knowing that Seamwork patterns always come up slightly big on me, I decided to size down to a size 12 top and then grade out to a 16 bottom. And I really wish that I hadn't done that. So this is a 12 at the top, and it's still huge. And as you can imagine, because I've graded out, it's massive at the bottom on me. Now, pictures here, it's going to go to my stepmother. She will rehome it. She will absolutely love it. It will be absolutely fine. It's not going to go to waste. And I have enough of this fabric left that I am going to actually remake this. I'm going to size it down because I love the way that it sits, and I love this fabric itself, and I thought it will look nice on me, and I will feel comfortable in it, providing the sizing's right, if that makes sense. So I think there's about 2 meters of this that I actually have left. I'm pretty sure it was 2 meters that I got out of it, which should be just enough to get another version of this Takara out for me to wear. So I have a usable, wearable one in my wardrobe. Fingers crossed. So yeah, we'll just see on that. I'm hoping I'm going to sit and try and cut this out later today. It came together really quickly. It's easy made, and actually I completely forgot to put the pockets in. I was quite merrily sewing it up and forgot to put the pockets in. So I have four pocket pieces cut that I'll use to go into my next make, and I won't be so happy as I'm sewing up. So I'll actually get one that fits me, one that's got pockets in for comfort, and then on top of that my stepmother gets this one, and I'm going to shove it through the wash because I have worn it this morning. I wanted to just see how I felt in it, but it is far too big. I'm going to shove it in the wash, and I'm going to give this to her when I see her on New Year's Eve, so that will be really nice. I feel like she loves it when I make her things, and I will be honest with her. I will say to her that I made it for myself, but it was too big, so I thought she'd like it. And because she my stepmother has cancer of the vulva, so she's quite uncomfortable and can't wear trousers or clothes in certain areas. So this will be really good because of the looseness of this bottom bit here. And she's a couple of sizes bigger than me, so this will be nice and loose on her, but it means that she can sit comfortably with all of her meds and stuff that she needs, and she can just be a little bit more comfortable without going into too much detail. So that's everything that I've been making so far. Now I have cut out some projects to be working on, and I have the rest of this week off. Obviously I've got next week as well, because I take a 2-week break over this period. So I'm quite looking forward to having some time to get some sewing done. Now I do have an annual clean that I do religiously going into the new year. I have some goals and stuff that I want to do, and some vlogs that I want to get filmed in advance for the new year, just to help me get a head start on it all. But I am going to have plenty of sewing time, and in the middle of next week the children go back to school as well, so I'm going to have an empty house as well. The only social engagements that I have is I'm meeting, obviously, my sewing social friends this weekend in Milton Keynes, and then I am also doing a visit with my sister. We're going to go and have coffee and just catch up without any children, which would be really nice. We don't get the opportunity to do that very often, so that'll be next week. But other than that, I have no other plans for the entire period that I am off, which means that if I want to sew, I can sew. If I want to get some resin work done, I can get some resin work done. So that's what I'm going to do. So what is it I am planning to sew? Now I am currently working on a Lyra dress by Tilly and the Buttons. I have been learning with Tilly and the Buttons patterns that fit and the way that they fit on the shoulders. And you would have heard me talk about this in Vlogmas with my Freyas and my Billy. Fit has been a big problem for me with the Tilly patterns. The bodice block just doesn't work for me at all. But I've learned that if I size down to a size 4, the shoulders fit me and across here fits me. Now, I need to give credit to Angela from Devon Threadtails, because I didn't even consider the sizing down. I was considering all of the narrow shoulder adjustments, all of this sort of stuff, until I watched a vlog where Angela was talking about the ST that she made and how she'd graded out between sizes across the top and across the bottom. So as a result of that, it got me to experiment and play with Tilly's patterns and the sizing. So with the Lyra, I am doing a Mandarin collar rather than the big ferocious collar, and then I am also doing I've graded from a 4 and then gone down into a 6 under the underarms. Now, it's an oversized pattern. I should come out in a size 7. I have gone down to a size 6 in the make. To be fair, I know I probably could have gone down to a size 5, but I wanted to have that oversized look, and I think with the grading up here I'll feel a lot more comfortable in it, because it'll actually only be around this area where it's loose fitting, which at the moment is the area I'm most conscious of. And I'm doing it in this gorgeous fabric that I got from Lucky Fashions in Dewsbury when we went to Sew Toon and we made an unexpected stop off. So this is the polyester crepe that I was talking about. Now, when I compare this to what I work with for the Wilder gown, this feels horrible. I'll be honest, but it will be amazing when it's on, and because it's loose fitting, it means it'll be quite comfortable to actually wear. So yeah, this is what I am using to make this Lyra, and I'm currently in the process of doing it, and actually this afternoon I'm going to make some bespoke buttons to go with that as well. I've got to a point where I've got the bodice constructed. I just need to add in the arms and add the buttons on and start working on the skirt. And because I don't really follow the instructions, I refer back to them to make sure that I've not missed any steps with some of the main construction pieces. I'm currently working on the skirt area rather than carrying on with the bodice, because I got bored and I wanted to move around. So that's what I'm doing. The other thing I want to have a go at getting sewn up is this one here. This is a dress that I will wear to work actually quite a bit. So I'm going to make one for work, but I'm also going to try and make a really dressy version, because I think it'd be really nice for date night. It'd be nice for any events that I've got going to, and actually going into the summer, it would be great for summer barbecues as well. So yeah, that I would like to have a go at making up. But because I can put tights on and I can layer it up, I feel like I can get the wear out of it, and it'll be one of those multi-seasonal makes. The other thing I'd like to have a go at getting started, if I can, is my heather blazer. So this was on my Make 9 for last year. I will have a whole vlog coming out next on Sunday related to Make 9 previous and going into the new year. Or is it not this Sunday? It's not this Sunday, it'll be next Sunday. That one is, this Sunday will be everything that I got made in 2023. So yeah, I'd like to have a go at getting that done if I can. It won't be in this year's, it won't be finished for this year, but if I can get it done into next year, that'd be really good as well. So that's another thing that I am tempted to get started on, because I've got time, and obviously when you have time, making these makes that are a little bit more involved feels easier. And then I will also be doing some of my jersey makes. So there will be various things like Helen's Closets Jackson tee, Dawson top, some easier makes that are real quick wins, because what I'd like to try and do is get down some of my jersey stash. I didn't have much going into winter at all, which meant I then went mad and bought loads. And I have got very limited space for storage. I literally have on the end of my sofa some fabrics at the moment. I had to bag up some because I had no storage in my boxes outside or in my Kallax boxes in here, which means that I have got too much fabric. So I'm just trying to do some makes at the moment that I know that are key things for my wardrobe, but are also things that are quite quick wins to get some of the fabrics that I've bought recently in and out and in use in my wardrobe essentially. So yeah, that's my plans over the next coming week. Now, I am a creature of change. I do change my mind, and if new shiny things come along, then I will probably make them too. So please bear with me if I don't fully stick to my plans. They're loose plans. So I think that's everything from me today, as today's Friday Sews goes. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and it's nice to see us back out of Vlogmas. And I will catch you all on Sunday when I talk about everything that I have made, some of your favourites, and yeah, just sharing my experience over the past 12 months of sewing. Catch you all soon. Take care. Bye.